Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of the D-Pad Discourse. This edition will be for the week that started on May 11th, 2014. Alright, well, a lot of news happened this week, so let's get right into it. A lot of news happened this past week, especially for Xbox. First of all, news came out that the paywall for the media apps on the Xbox 360 and Xbox One will be removed soon. And this news should have happened, this should have happened a long time ago. Just about every modern device that has a screen and or can connect to a screen has the media apps for free. You know, you don't have to pay a subscription fee in order to use those apps. So for the Xbox to have, you know, this, you know, to keep this on this system for so long was pretty sad and pretty old-fashioned, and it's a good thing to see see the paywall come down, but it should have happened a long time ago, you know, like 3 or 4 years ago, since so many devices now have you know, these apps for free. And I don't think, you know, this move was due to them was due to the competition from Sony. I just think this move was more so due to what consumers expect from a new device that has apps. You know, the new, modern consumers expect these apps to be for free. So for the Xbox to be pretty much the only device now that still has apps behind the paywall is really, you know, different from what consumers would expect. Consumers who never use a Xbox system. So this move was definitely needed. Alright, and in other news, the biggest news for Xbox this past week was the fact that there will be a new SKU without Kinect that will be worth $400. Now, some people are saying this is a price drop when it really isn't. They removed Kinect, and Kinect obviously added on to the price of the Xbox One. So pretty much the system is the same price as it was before, but it just, you know, they took out Kinect, and Kinect pretty much added on to that price, the $500 price. So now when they removed it, that took out $100. So now the system is $400 without Kinect. Now the SKU with Kinect will still be available in stores. There's still a ton of them in stores right now. But on top of that, Kinect will be sold separately. Sold separately soon in the fall, and I'm pretty sure that it will be worth. It'll be sold for a greater price than $100. It'll be probably sold for $150 or so, because Microsoft needs a cut and the retail store needs a cut from having the Kinect in stores. So it's definitely going to be worth more if you buy it separately, you know, later on, if you buy the Xbox One SKU without Kinect and decide that you want Kinect later on. Overall, this news doesn't surprise me that much. I personally thought that they would drop the price of the Xbox One and keep Kinect inside, but Microsoft, you know, needs money, and on top of this, you know, due to a lot of criticism being made about the Xbox One being a high price, $500, on top of people who aren't interested in Kinect not wanting to buy the Xbox One with Kinect. You know, this move pretty much combined those two complaints together. You know, so the people who don't want Kinect now have an SKU, and the people who don't want to pay $500 for the Xbox One now have a $400 SKU too. So it combined those two complaints together. Now, in terms of, you know, what will happen to Kinect from here on out, Kinect isn't dead. You know, a lot of people have been saying that, but Kinect isn't dead. There will still be, you know, support for Kinect from Microsoft in terms of future dashboard updates. I'm pretty sure Cortana, which is the voice control that's being used currently on Windows phones, will be ported over to the Xbox One soon. And I'm pretty sure that Microsoft will still be giving some updates to Kinect outside of just voice control too. And on top of that, you still have games coming out for Kinect soon. You have D4 and Fru, which looks pretty good, and people who've played it during the Idea Xbox showcase said it is a pretty cool game. So I'm looking forward to those two games for Kinect that are coming out soon. Now, in terms of, you know, Kinect, whether or not it's useless, I personally love Kinect for the Xbox One in terms of the convenience it gives me with the Xbox One. Being able to say Xbox on and then having my whole AV set up my TV receiver and my Xbox One turn on with the game on the screen where I left it due to the Xbox One suspend and resume is a really cool feature. I like it a lot. I like, being able to switch between TV channels, apps, and games with, just saying their name. And I also like the fact that the Kinect helps with the Xbox One controller's battery life. When you put the Xbox One controller down, the Kinect will see that, and it will turn on the Xbox One controller's low power mode so that it will save battery life. And the Xbox One controller's battery life has, personally, in my cases of playing on the controller for these past 3 months on the Xbox One, the life has been pretty much, I would say, around 25 hours or so. And I use any loop batteries, so that might have an effect on that too. But it's been really good. The battery life of the Xbox One controller has been pretty good. So if Kinect is helping out with that, then I'm going to keep it connected. So overall, the main impact that this will have, this move will have, Kinect not being in the Xbox One will have, is probably on the games that will be made outside of Microsoft. The third-party games. Third-party Kinect games probably won't be made anymore, or at least the developers won't feel as confident as they did before, since now, well, pretty soon, the user base of the Xbox One won't be 100% Kinect users or Kinect owners. Now it'll be mixed, so that it'll probably have influence on the third-party games being made for Kinect in the future. It'll probably be fewer than there are now. And outside of that, Kinect itself, in terms of the SKU, Kinect will be a higher price, as I said before, so that will be an even harder purchase for people who buy the Xbox One SKU without Kinect. People will probably get the Kinect camera for streaming purposes, similar to how the PS4 camera has sold pretty well due to people who wanted to use it, want to use it for streaming. But other than that, I can't see Kinect so separately being that attractive to people who get the SKU without Kinect in the first place. And also, the May sales of the Xbox One will definitely be affected due to this move, since there's a cheaper SKU coming out soon. So it's going to be interesting to see how this announcement will affect this month's sales for the Xbox One. Alright, now on top of this news came out about Halo. Xbox news just been coming out so much this week. News has been revealed about Halo. The new Halo 5 Guardians will be coming out in the fall of 2015. And on top of that, there has been news stated that Microsoft is planning a Halo Master Chief Collection during the fall of this year that will contain all the 4 Halos, and there will be remakes. So it's a good. It's good to see all this news coming out about the Xbox One, since a lot of it is positive news. But at the same time, since E3 is coming up, shortly, you'll think that, this news will be for E3. But since Microsoft is saying it now, then that must mean that they have a decent amount of good things planned for this year's E3 conference, and I'm really looking forward to it. Alright, in other news, Watchdogs resolution and frame rate has been stated for both the PS4 and Xbox One by Ubisoft. The Xbox One version of Watchdogs run in 792p and 30 frames per second, while the PS4 version run in 900p and 30 frames per second. But the news about the PS4 version got more attention since it was listed on Sony's website not long ago that the PS4 version of Watchdogs will be 1080p at 60 frames per second. So that is definitely different from 900p at 30 frames per second. Overall, I'm getting tired of all this resolution and frame rate stuff. I mean, I understand why people want to know, and people do deserve to know what resolution and frame rate a game is running in. But for it to be used so much in these console wars, and the stats being pretty much fuel for the console wars, has just been tiring. The news has been, in some cases, or in some areas of the internet, more important than the content of the game itself. How the game is in terms of gameplay and what it's about has been more important than that. So I'm definitely looking forward to the time in which this news will die down a bit, if it ever will. And personally, I feel that if you greatly care about resolution and frame rate, you should buy games on PC. Get a PC, and you don't have to worry about any of this stuff about games running in less than 1080p or in less than 60 frames per second. But overall, I'm still, wondering why Sony put that 1080p and 60 frames per second description of Watchdogs on their website. Because it's, as I said before, 900p at 30 frames is definitely different from 1080p at 60 frames. So I'm wondering how that, description was made when, the game will definitely be running in a completely different resolution and frame rate. But I'm still interested in Watchdogs. The whole hacking stuff about the game definitely interests me. So we'll see how good the game is when it releases in a few weeks. Alright, and to end off this edition of the D-Pad Discourse, the NPD Stats came out this past week, and the PS4 has sold more than the Xbox One during the month of April. But both consoles had pretty big drops from March NPD. The Xbox One sold 114,000 units in America, while the PS4 sold a little bit under 200,000. Sony didn't state how many how many units of the PS4 was sold in America during the past month, but it was under 200,000. But it was, a little bit under 200,000, but it was more than the Xbox One's 114,000. So pretty much, from what I've seen on the internet, the PS4 sold around 190,000 units in America during the past month. So overall, this news is interesting. I expected the PS4 to sell more than Xbox One, and I expected both consoles to have a decent drop due to there not being any major games being released in the month of April for either the Xbox One or the PS4. But I didn't expect the drop to be so big for both consoles. And I think this pretty much shows that these new consoles need games to come out at a regular, new games to come out on a regular basis for the sales of both consoles to do well, to do 250,000 plus in a month. So it's going to be interesting to see how the sales of both consoles will be in the upcoming months. As I said before, I'm expecting the Xbox One sales to be pretty low due to the announcement of the new $400 Xbox One coming out in June. That will definitely have an effect on the May sales of the Xbox One. Since if you don't care about Kinect, why would you get a Xbox One this month when there will be a new SKU coming next month that will be cheaper and won't come with Kinect? It just wouldn't make any sense. And the PS4, I'm expecting it to do much better than the Xbox One. Now, Watchdogs has been advertised for the PS4 a lot, but I am still skeptical about how it will boost PS4 sales. Now, if Watchdogs was just a current gen game, a game only coming out to the Xbox One and PS4, then yeah, I'll definitely say that the PS4 sales, that the game will boost PS4 sales. But since Watchdogs is coming out to the Xbox One, PS4, Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and all on the same day, I don't really think that it will boost PS4 sales that much. At least not right now. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen for the NPD for this month, for May. But like I said before, we'll see what happens. But overall, it's going to be interesting to see how both consoles will do during these weeks leading up to E3, since right now there isn't really that much coming out to either console. Alright, and that was it for this edition of the D-Pad Discourse. There was a lot of stuff to talk about this week. This past week was really exciting in terms of news. A lot of news came out just about each and every day this past week, so it was really exciting. E3 is just about here, and we can definitely see that with all this news coming out at such a regular basis. So I'm really pumped to see what else will be revealed or stated in the upcoming weeks, and hopefully you guys will come back right here to the D-Pad Discourse to see my opinion about the future news that will be coming soon. So until next week, this is Brad Davis saying goodbye everybody, and I'll see you hopefully next week right here on the D-Pad Discourse.